Well, we are honored to have with us today the
Yes.
president and CEO of Jazz St. Louis, Gene Dobbs Bradford. Gene, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me on.
It's such an honor, especially that I just found I'm going, wow, you look great, and your outfit is spectacular.
Thank
and
you.
Ron says that you were
Best
voted
dressed in the-
best, or is it named best dressed?
Best dress. Well, I was one of the best dressed 2011, and I
In
think you
St.
only
Louis
get
Magazine.
the in St. Louis Magazine.
Yeah,
I think
well,
you only
they
get the
haven't seen you
award
lately.
once
Yeah.
because I thought, well, now that I've done that, I can just let myself go. But
Yeah.
And this is letting yourself go?
No, just top it.
that's right.
Well, Jazz St. Louis, you've been with them since the 90s, right?
I've been with
99.
them since 1999. That's right. So it's 17 years this February.
And won so many awards for them over that time as a nonprofit. You were nonprofit, of the year?
Oh, we
at one
were.
time?
Yeah, we had outstanding organization
Yeah.
of the year, outstanding arts organization from the Missouri Arts Council. We did receive a similar award from the Arts and Education Council at their annual Arts Awards back in 2006.
I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah, no
It's
wonder
amazing.
he's
It's an
got all these
amazing
good
organization.
outfits. He has to accept these awards.
Every 501c3 should follow their model.
Well,
Seriously.
okay. I just want to say I am very familiar with the name Jazz
St. Louis.
Well,
Well,
Jazz
Jazz
St.
at the, you're thinking of
Right,
Jazz
Jazz
at
Well,
the
I'm saying the
Bistro.
Jazz at the Bistro.
And-
right.
Yes.
Do you work with them?
Okay, so here's how it all works. When
Okay,
we originally
thanks.
started, the whole organization was called Jazz at the Bistro.
Okay.
But it got very difficult for us because we're a 501c3, so we're a nonprofit organization, and it was very difficult to let people know with a name like Jazz at the Bistro that we were a nonprofit organization that
Yeah.
also did a lot of education and outreach, which has grown to be a much bigger portion of our overall program.
Because they thought you were a restaurant?
They thought that we were a restaurant jazz club.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For profit.
Exactly. So we changed the name in 2006 to Jazz St. Louis. But the concert series, Jazz at the Bistro, it's a great description of what it is. So we kept that as the name of the subscription
Venue,
series.
yeah. Okay.
Right.
So what do you do?
What do we do? So besides Jazz at the Bistro, where we present the top names in jazz from around the world, 4 nights a week, September through May, and then 2 nights, Friday and Saturday during the summer. But we also have education and outreach programs that reach over 10,000 students every year. And these are programs that teach kids about the music, so expose them to the music, like our youth concerts and our Emerson Jazz in the Schools program. But then we also have programs that actually teach kids how to play music, like our Jazz U program and our Jazz Academy program. So in our Jazz U program, students from around the greater St. Louis metropolitan area, they are auditioned in June, and they're put into small groups where they meet weekly and are taught by some of the best jazz educators in St. Louis, and then they also get educational experiences with the artists who perform at the Bistro.
What is the magic of jazz that is so valuable to a student of music?
Well, jazz, the one thing about jazz is that you have to negotiate a lot more within the group, okay? Because you are creating. You're not only the performer, you're also the composer of your own lines. So you have to figure out how your lines are going to fit in with everybody else's. And
It would be like a improvisational
Right,
comedy group,
Exactly.
but
Right.
the music version.
Right.
You're thinking on your feet. You're exercising your mind. It's a great
Exactly.
mental exercise.
So you have to, but you have to cooperate, right? You have to make everything work together, and so the discipline that it takes to do that, the democracy, the cooperation, the teamwork, those are the things that we're teaching that are even more than just the music.
Yeah.
So the kids are getting a lot out of it, and a lot of them are going on to get very nice scholarships at some of the top music schools in the country, and they're saying that it's because of the work that they're doing with us that they're able to get those. So that's a real treat.
Your organization, is it unique, or is it one of many in the United States, or are you the best?
Well, we're the best Jazz St. Louis that there is.
Yes.
Best in town.
But I will tell you this. Look, so there are a few jazz not-for-profit organizations out there, and the models are all quite different. So you have something like Jazz at Lincoln Center, in New York, and they're doing a lot of wonderful things. You also have SF Jazz in San Francisco, another organization that does a lot with education and outreach as well as performance. You have the Jazz Bakery in Los Angeles. There's a place in Seattle, where they have a similar program. But every one of them, it's not the same. It's not like a symphony orchestra, right? Where, if you go from one city to another, the symphony orchestra is pretty much going to be the same type of operation, right?
Yeah.
The same structure. All these organizations come about it and are trying to promote jazz in different ways.
But you should point out that Wynton Marsalis called Jazz at the Bistro one of the top 10 in the nation.
And that's right, one of the top 10 jazz clubs
I
in the
would
nation.
think,
That's right.
and that Jazz Bakery, that should be Jazz at the Bakery. I mean, they
Why do you say that?
Jazz at the Bistro. I mean,
Sure.
they're missing the mark.
You have a gala coming up.
That's right, on the 27th with Jonathan Baptiste.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I mean, our the chair of our gala, Josephine Wiles, she saw Jonathan Baptiste perform at the Sheldon, and she just fell in love with him and said, "Oh, we got to get him for our gala." This was last year, and he's a dynamic entertainer. So he and the band, they not only play well, but then they'll also get up and march out in, and they take the music right to the people, and they have a real joy that's infectious. Well, we had such a great time with him that we asked him back. But during that time, of course, he was tapped to be the house musician for Stephen Colbert on The Tonight Show. So, his star is certainly on the rise, and we were very fortunate to get him.
That's terrific. Now, is this open to the public?
The public, anybody can buy a ticket. Anybody can get a ticket to it, and there's information on that on our website at jazzstl.org.
Are you a musician, right?
Hey,
I'm a musician.
We have a harmonica on the table here.
Yeah.
This man, in addition to having an MBA from Washington University, is also has a bachelor's degree in music.
That's right, from the Eastman School of Music. I was a
both
classical...
sides of the brain
Well,
here.
I just want everybody to know that we didn't ask you to bring that harmonica.
No, I did.
You did?
As soon as I saw him, I said, "Did you bring your harmonica?"
Well,
I mean, you said.
Well,
he just
sure,
had it, though.
I knew he would. I knew he would.
Well, the thing is, the nice thing about the harmonica... See, my original instrument was the bass violin, right, the double bass. And... it wasn't very easy to carry around.
Yeah.
Right?
It fits in your pocket.
With
You
the
can't just
harmonica,
jump in
right?
with
I
that.
could, so if I want to grab a little bit of practice and I'm sitting around and, waiting in line or something like that, then I can fit some practice in.
Well,
Do you want to hear?
pick it up.
Yes.
Let's go. Woo. That's beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, that's sort of that's a little bit of my practice for the day.
I need a lighter. Yeah.
Gene Dobbs Bradford, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you.
And good luck with the
Nice
gala
work.
this year.
Thank you very
Yes. And thank you to Nighthawk Security making our segment possible today. Through their generosity, they're locally owned and locally monitored here in St. Louis. They install, service, maintain, and monitor your security system or take over an existing system. Call 846-4600 and ask for Joe.